Hi, I'm John Mallows. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Glad you're here on a Wednesday morning. We're going to do our workout here on the set of Connect with Me. That's right. Our workout expert is here. Our trainer is here. He's a personal trainer. And as you can see, I'm dressed in the appropriate attire, my friends. 436-ME TV option 11. Today we'll talk about building muscle after a certain age. Back in a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Back here on the program on a Wednesday morning. Glad you're here on Connect with Me. You can call in at 436-ME TV option 11, giving a free commercial today to Nike. Obviously, it's a workout outfit, and so today we're going to talk to a personal trainer talking about building muscle and how to keep that muscle handy just in case you might need it someday. You know what I mean? I mean, you might want to get out of the car, take a walk, lift a bag of groceries. You're going to need that muscle even beyond the age of 40, 50, 60, 70 years old just to stay healthy, my friends. We'll talk about that during the course of the program. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to talk about, well, you know, we'll talk a little bit about Bonnie and Clyde. Remember that group there? They were robbing banks and this and that? We're going to talk to a real life, not a Bonnie and Clyde, but a guy that really led a life of crime. He wrote a book about it, and he'll talk about his life and how he changed his life. He turned to Jesus Christ. He turned to religion. And so he has straightened out. He has obviously a wife now. He's got a family. And so we'll talk to the real life criminal right here in our studio tomorrow. Matter of fact, you know, I think I'll keep my money at home tomorrow. No, just kidding. Anyway, it'll be an interesting guest. Then on Friday, we have Angelina Corona is going to be in the studio. She built a wellness center. We'll talk about clean eating and healthy habits on Friday. In the meantime, you're watching us live here on Comcast, channel 375 as usual. It's a live call-in program Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. If you don't have Comcast cable, it's 43.6, 31, or 13.1 over-the-air broadcast with one of those digital antennas that you can purchase right here at Ventura TV. Hey, if you want to watch the replay, no problemo, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 13.6 YouTube, 8 o'clock tonight, 4.6 Biz TV. After that, we wind up on YouTube until the end of time. And so what's the best way to stay in shape and keep your muscles very active beyond the age of 60 years old? Those people, or some people, have doubts as to whether or not that actually can happen, whether or not you can keep building muscle after the age of 60. However, there is one recent study that came out of the University of Alabama that says, yes, you can keep your muscles in shape. In fact, you can build muscle after a certain age. I want to roll the videotape, my friends. First, let's take you out to one of the local workout clubs here for a visit with Jack Scow, a local trainer. That's right. He has been a personal trainer here in the Central Valley, dating all the way back to the 60s. He does one-on-one training. Even at his age, Scow is buffed, a workout guru who believes in keeping fit, but he also believes in eating clean. Because no matter how much you work out, what you eat will, in fact, affect you. In a recent study, Marcus Baumann, the director of Center for Exercise Medicine at Alabama, says both men and women in their 60s and 70s who began supervised weight training developed muscles that were as large and as strong as their 40-year-old counterparts. Skeletal muscle, he says, are composed of various types of fibers. And two things happen as we reach middle age. Some die, I'm talking about the fibers, especially if we don't exercise. If you can lose up to 30 or 40% of the total number of fibers in your muscles, the fibers that remain alive actually shrink. The key, Baumann says, is regular weight training. If you don't belong to a gym, consider joining. He says start slow, get a personal trainer, but get motivated. Choose a program, exercise 3 to 5 times a week. Start warming up, start doing the free weights. Do 3 to 8 sets to 16 repetitions. Put on some ankle weights to help you gain some muscle. Make sure that there is a cool down period as well, he says, but don't do this on your own. Check first with your personal doctor to see what the right exercise program might be for you, and then seek out a professional and personal trainer. We have one in our studio today. There he is on tape. Here he is live in our studio. Jack Scow, a personal trainer here in the Central Valley, one of the very first ever here in this area. So building muscle after the age of 60 is not an easy thing to do, but if you're on a regimen, then it's much easier to be able to retain whatever muscle you have and maybe even build more muscle on top of that. As the study says, University of Alabama, that one professor there, he says, look, some of these fibers in your muscles, they're going to die out. But if you don't work out, the muscles and the fibers that actually stay alive can actually shrink, but you can prevent that shrinking. We'll talk to our expert today on exactly how to do that. 436-ME-TV, option 11. We're back with our program, Connect with Me, on Me-TV Fresno.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Sports is now on KBHF 4.3.
Just a reminder, have you been leading a life of crime your entire life? Well, tomorrow we have a real-life criminal in the house, and he's been rehabilitated. And so who's to say that we can't rehabilitate these people? But anyway, I think I think our guest tomorrow is well into his 60s, maybe even 70 years old. He's remarried and changed his life. So interesting program. He wrote a book. We'll talk about the book tomorrow. Anyway, Jack Scow is here. But hey, before we go to Jack, let's put up that, that photo, that old-time photo. Let's put that up. Let's show the old photo here from Jack Scow. Hey, Jack, what year was this?
About
yesterday?
1900. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one on the right was 1977. The one in the middle, probably a year later than that. The one on the left was probably 75, 76.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this after you won a competition?
The one on the right was right after I won the Mr. Golden State. That was the first show that I won.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff there. Black and white, no color photos. You could have these actually made over into color. Did you know that?
Yeah. Probably might be a good idea to give myself a tan.
Wait, you didn't have a tan back then?
Well, God, I hope so. Hard to remember, to be sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know. Well, 1900 was just not that long ago,
yeah.
as you well know. So anyway, so Jack, welcome back to the program here on Connect with Me. And so there are a lot of studies out there, but I specifically picked out the one at the University of Alabama. This one professor spent a lot of time studying the fibers of the muscle. And he talks about all these muscles and fibers that die out if you don't use them, but some stay alive. Now, if you don't use the ones that kind of stay alive, they shrink. Just like your brain shrinks, just like we shrink, we start to hunch over, all that kind of stuff. You probably, in your lifetime, have studied and read hundreds of these types of studies that people have done over the course of time. What do you think of this one?
Well, I think it's true. I think that studies have shown that from 25 to 50, we lose about half a pound of muscle a year. From 50 on, we lose a pound of muscle to a pound and a half. Okay? And your musculature is your vitality, is your ability, it's your immune system, it keeps you perking. Okay? So the sooner you put something in the body bank, the more of those muscle fibers don't get a chance to go away on you, don't get a chance to atrophy. Okay? And it keeps your ability. So not only is it just aesthetic that you have the muscle, it's your ability. And as you were talking about, get all hunched over. People start up here, and as time goes along, they go here and they go here. Next thing you know, they're in their
But I wonder
in
if
their
that's,
walker.
But I wonder if that's is it part of the lower back that's giving out? Is it like a building? If the lower back is kind of the foundation.
Okay, so they call it skeletal muscle because the muscle is connected to the skeleton. Okay? So when your muscle goes away, what's left to support the bones? Nothing. Okay, and the more muscle you lose, the less support you have. So keeping the musculature strong. Okay, so let's say you've waited till you're 60 to do something. Yes, you can always build on the muscle.
On whatever muscle you have left.
Right.
But can you build more new muscle on top of that?
Well, the muscle fibers that you have can be hypertrophied, can be grown. I don't know how many once the muscle fibers have completely gone away, I don't know that if you're going to get many of those back or not. You know, hindsight is always 20/20. Gosh, I wish I had done this earlier. Gosh, I feel so much better. I wish I'd done this. Well, today is the only place where we have power. Tomorrow hasn't happened yet. Yesterday is gone. We can't do anything about that. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Okay, so let's do something about it now. Okay, now my system is not just lift the weight. To my mind, lifting the weight is boring. Working the muscle is enthusing. It's exciting. It's addictive. I've been doing this for 56 years. That's pretty tough. I'm only 36 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so the point to that is just kind of go through the motions type exercise. People get bored. Okay, I'm doing this motion, I want to do another motion. You know, get something that's going to keep you involved, keep you enthusiastic. So not only do we want to feel better and have more vitality, you want to look better too while you're at it. Okay, so that's the whole thing. You have to put something in the body bank so that when it comes time for withdrawal, there's something in the account. So let's put something in the body bank.
Yeah, one of the studies that I read too, as we take a look at, let's go to one of the videotapes that we have here. We have many of them called Upper. Let's go to the Upper. And I read a study too where I guess you're working the upper body here with one of your clients, but
Yeah.
but feeding your muscles with protein helps. Is that true?
Oh, of course. Protein primary function is to build and rebuild muscle as well as rebuild internal organs, things of that sort.
What is this exercise doing here?
That
for
works
this gentleman?
his upper chest.
Okay.
His rib cage is tall, his shoulders are behind, his focus is in the upper chest. He's not there to move that machine. He's there to work the muscle.
Okay. All right. So what's the difference? I mean,
What's
some
the
people-
difference
yeah.
between the two? Well, your body, your arms and your shoulders are more educated than your chest and your back muscles are, all things being equal. Okay, so if you are looking for your body to be balanced, for all the strength and the development to be even and balanced, then all those muscles have to be, each muscle has its own party, if you will. Shoulders and arms have their party. It is not their party to do chest. It's not the arms' party to do back. So I teach my people how to get into position and get the right muscles involved. So therefore, you are balanced.
So this works the chest muscle
Right,
here.
the upper chest right there.
Yeah, and
Yep.
as we all know,
Right.
the chest area has an enormous amount of muscles,
Right.
in there.
It's just amazing. how many people don't know how to recruit the chest muscle. Why? Because the shoulders and arms are so educated, so they just, whoo, shoulders and arms go flying, and the chest gets left behind.
Right.
That's why it's especially necessary to learn proper form and proper focus. And that's
Right.
what I teach.
Yeah, and as we look at that video there, working out the chest muscles, and one of the reasons I know that the chest area has a lot of muscles, I asked my heart doctor about that because I said, you know, what if I, hang on a second here. Hang on, caller. You know, if I'm feeling some kind of uncomfortable pain in this area or this area, does that mean I'm having a heart attack? He's, no, you have a ton of muscles in there besides the heart. And, you know, you may have pulled something working out, you could have slept the wrong way. So it's not necessarily something that has to do with the heart. So there are all kinds of muscles in that chest area. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask your
Crank it up.
your guest there. I broke my leg back in December, and it was a really bad break. It broke in like both bones. My lower leg broke, and one of the bones broke in two places. So my leg was put in a cast for like about four months. And so the muscles in my leg, you know, they atrophied and so forth. And so now at I saw the doctor back in this past May, and he said, well, the bone's completely healed now. And so this is a workman's comp case. And so now it's like, well, now I got to get the bones healed. So now I have to get the muscle back in shape because all the muscles have atrophied due to lack of usage for 4 months. And so I was wondering, how do you do that? And is there any way you can help with that?
Oh, that is exactly what I do. The idea is when that muscle has atrophied a lot, you're back to square one. The good news is muscle has a memory. So if we start you moderately, slowly, work with a specific regimen to build it little by little by little, the musculature will come back. Because, like I said, muscle has a memory. If it was there before, it'll be there again. But again, you need someone who has the expertise on how to do that and not hurt yourself. Okay, it's something else to think about, too. If you broke one leg, then the other leg naturally kind of takes over for the injured one. Well, once it gets used to using that stronger leg, it wants to continue to use that stronger leg. So one of the things that we would have to do is bring the mind and the muscle back into the injured leg, and little by little have it realize that now it's back on course. We're going to build it little by little by little. You know, the reason musculature gets better, it gets stronger, is a reaction to what you did to it the last time you worked out. So that's the idea. You train, stimulate some muscle, you rest it, you grow it, you feed it, you train it again, and little by little by little by little, it gets stronger, it gets better, but, you know, you didn't get out of shape overnight, you don't get into shape overnight. Consistency is key. Mind-muscle connection is key to building the muscle and not hurting yourself. I suggest maybe you give me a call. I'm down at Fort Washington Fitness. We can help you put that together and make sure that it all comes back online.
Okay, yeah, because, I mean, like I say, it's a workman's comp case. And when the doctor, when the orthopedic surgeon said, well, the bone's healed, right? I mean, the bone is healed, the fracture's healed. Then also the workman's comp people at the company are like, okay, well, it's healed, so you can go back to work. And I was like, no, because, you know, now I have to get strong again, you know, and I can hardly walk on it, right? Because it's like I said, I'm like a 3-year-old, right? I mean, I can walk on it for like 15 minutes, and my leg swells up, and then, you know, it starts to hurt. But so they're constantly trying to get me back to work before I'm able to, and I'm constantly fighting with them. But I'm trying to get back to work. I don't want to say that I'm not, but I just want to get hurt and trying to get back to work, so to speak.
Right. One of the things I would do also is make sure that your nutrition is optimum. Okay. In order to build the muscle, you have to have the correct amount of nutrition, proteins, carbs, some fats, so that the body has all the building blocks it needs to, when it comes time to build the muscle, it can actually do that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that's what we're doing. I mean, right now I see a physical therapist, but I only see him twice a week, and so it's like during the the other 5 days of the week, I would like to see go to a gym and have someone help me there. So
You bet.
I'll have to give you, if you can put your or let us know where you are. I mean,
Go ahead and give him a phone number, give him a location. Hang on, caller.
Yeah, I am at Fort Washington Fitness at Friant and Fort Washington. My number is 559-905-0933. That is my direct cell phone. Call me. We'll put it together. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've worked with a number of people that have been in that situation. You'll be amazed. In 3 to 4 months, you will see a huge difference. Again, one day at a time. We do what we need to do today. We do what we need to do tomorrow. The weeks and the months and the years will take care of themselves. And the next thing you know, you'll be back to being a calorie burning machine. You'll be a star. Okay?
Yeah.
One day at a time.
The question I got before we go to break is, how long do you give yourself a rest? I mean, your muscles need a rest just like anything else. So, this guy here from Alabama, he says, well, work out 3 to 5 times a week, do 16 reps, whatever the case may be, whatever you feel like doing. But how often should you rest? And what about these people that do work out 7 days a week? Should they rest? And for how long?
Okay, first of all, everyone is not at the same level of condition and ability. If you're just starting and you've been laid up for a while, your conditioning, your ability is at a lower ebb. So it will come back. It's just going to take consistency. Now, how much rest? The muscle, we'll be able to get the muscle's attention pretty quickly, but it'll fatigue pretty quickly. So the workouts, most of my training sessions are an hour. It may not take a whole hour to get the muscle's attention, but little by little, you'll find that your strength is up, your musculature is up, and
but for any normal human being doing a workout,
okay,
you rest 3 days a week, 2 days a week?
I think that when someone is just starting off, I think optimum is weight training 3 times a week, do your cardio 5 days a week, and again, depending on
weight training 3 days a week.
Right.
Okay.
So in other words,
cardio,
maybe
like a treadmill or an optical for 5
elliptical,
days.
right?
Elliptical.
Right. So, and again, when you're first starting, if you were going to train 5 or 6 days a week, that would be too much for your system to deal with. So you have to crawl before you walk, and you have to walk before you run. So again, the body will respond. And depending on where your goals are and how much time you have, then you can take yourself to whatever level you want to go to. But it's, everyone, let's say it's the new year and everyone wants to get into shape because they've hurt themselves from October through December. And then they come in and they burn out like a 1,000-watt bulb. I tell my people, I would rather you be a 100-watt bulb that burns for years than a 1,000-watt bulb that burns out in 6 weeks. Okay? So exercise should be everything you should do, but it should be part of what you do. Jack LaLanne said the worst thing you can do to your body is not exercise it. He said nutrition is queen, exercise is king. Together you have a kingdom. Okay? Let's build your kingdom, my friend.
All right. Back in just a moment here, 436-MeTV option 11. We do have an open phone line. The personal trainer, Jack Scow, is here. He has years of experience under his belt. We're back with your phone calls and your questions and comments in a moment.
When you're looking for Whirlpool innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified Whirlpool appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
The Justice Network is here. If you haven't tuned in, you're missing a great lineup of gripping stories of real crime, plus an unprecedented effort by viewers like you to play an active role in making your community safer. You can help support law enforcement by providing information that may lead to the apprehension of dangerous criminals or find a missing child. Great shows and your chance to fight crime, only on the Justice Network.
All right, waiting for your phone calls, 436-MeTV, option 11. Back here on the program, and Jack Scow is here. A little email question here for you, Jack. Is it better to load up on protein before or after the workout?
Okay, excellent question. First of all, let's be sure of exactly what the different macronutrients do. Protein, number one, builds and rebuilds muscle and internal organs. Low glycemic carbohydrates.
Hang on, caller.
Low glycemic carbohydrates fuel the body, and fats also fuel, but at a much slower rate. Okay, so you give the body optimum amount of protein throughout your day so that your exercise is optimized as far as building and rebuilding your muscle. If you're trying to make muscular gains, you need about 3/4 of a gram to a gram of protein per pound of lean body weight. So like myself, I weigh about 195 pounds. I need at least 190 to 210 grams of protein spread out over 6 meals in order to optimize my workouts and fill up and build up. Okay, so it's important to have these nutrients in there. You can't build a house if you only got 3 boards and 6 nails.
Okay, caller, you've been waiting. Go ahead. You're on with Jack Scow.
Jack, just looking at you, I wish I would have looked like that when I was 20 or even 40, because you have a build that young people would love to have. And let me ask you real quick, how long did it, when did you start picking up weights and figuring out that if I don't take care of my body now, when am I going to take care of it? Because a lot of us just go into a gym and do the treadmill and reps maybe 10 times and it's over. They don't have a personal trainer like yourself. Man, but I wish I would have looked half as good as you. I mean, you got a not only with a personality, but your physique, your muscles, man. If you weigh 190 pounds, I guarantee you that's all nothing but muscle, And but man, I wish I would have started with big, kept my body up instead of eating tacos and whatever, And real quick, what kind of foods are good for if you want to, build yourself up and whatnot, or go to the gym? Because I know once you get to the gym and say, oh, well, I'm hungry. So, Jack, I wish I looked like you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, first of all, don't give up. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. You can do this. Call me up, come see me. We can put it together for you. Now, the important thing about that is, again, we were talking about maximizing your nutritional input. You combine the weight training with low-fat proteins, low glycemic carbohydrates. That means carbs that aren't full of sugars and full of too fast energy, okay? And then necessary fats like omega-3s and things of that sort. And part of what I do is nutritional counseling, again, so we can maximize your workouts. We want you to look in the mirror and go, wow, I never looked like that. I never felt like that before. And again, that's why learning to work the muscle is fantastic. Lifting the weights is, oh, I'm bored. If you watch some trainers in the gym with their other clients, they're chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat. But this is your number one muscle builder. Out of all the weights and machines and stuff in there, your mind is your number one muscle builder. So if you're 100% connected to the muscle, then something is going to happen. When you do that, it's going to come to the party. Okay? All right, so we can teach your body to come to the party, and I tell you how to space your foods. You'll actually eat more food and lose body fat and gain muscle because it's what you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. Okay? Make your plan, work your plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We're not going to fail.
All right, so when did you start lifting weights and realizing, like the caller asked, at what age did you figure out, hey, I got to take care of my body?
Well, my motivation came from a little different direction. My cousin Pete took me to see the movie Hercules with Steve Reeves in it in 1961. And at 11, I was feeling small, insignificant, invisible, unimportant. You know, whether that's true or not, that's how I felt. And I looked at Steve Reeves up on the screen, and I went, wow, nobody misses him when he comes in the room. You know, and so that's kind of when I got hooked up to that. And then when you find out that you not only look better, you feel better, your vitality is up, and if people find out that you not only have a muscle, but you have a brain and you have a personality, and you're also a gregarious person that is there to help them as well as just yourself. There are a lot of stereotypes that go with guys with muscles. Oh, he's all about himself. Oh, he's just, all he cares about is him.
Macho man.
Macho man. And there are some that are that way, but I think once you get to know people in the gym, some of my best, longest lasting friends are comrades that I met in the gym. We still interact. It's been 30, 40 years, and it's a fantastic feeling. Okay, so when I got into it, and then as I got older, and people would say, wow, you still look great for your age and stuff. As a matter of fact, when I went from 39 to 40 years of age, I didn't know how I was going to react. Oh my gosh, I'm turning 40. And I went from, boy, you look pretty good for 39. When I turned 40, wow, you look great for 40. Okay. So I go, okay, I think I got something here. All
Are
right.
we too fixated on how we look, though?
I think we're all sort of an ego-driven personality. You know, we want to look good as well as feel good.
Yeah.
So but it's not just about the surface, it's what's inside.
Okay, let's roll a piece of videotape here that's called Chest. And as we take a look at this tape, I want to ask you about another question here that came to us via email. And again, this young man is working the chest area in a different in kind of a different way, but total fitness regimen. Viewer wants to know 60% nutrition, 70% what?
Are you asking what's the importance level? Okay.
Because I've heard people say it's more important what you eat than how you work out and how much you work out, because what you eat will determine how you look and how you feel.
Okay. It's like a puzzle. All the pieces fit together nicely, and when you put all the pieces together where they belong, you get the clear picture.
Does the eating supersede the weight training or any kind of training?
Well, you can't exercise enough to undo poor eating habits. You can exercise all day, and
No, but I'm talking about somebody who's eating clean.
Right.
Like I eat clean.
Okay.
So is it more important for me to eat right than it is to work out? That's basically what I'm asking.
I'm saying it's right here. Okay,
So it's kind of neck and neck.
You
huh?
need both. One is great, the other is great. Together, they work well together. It's a recipe. A recipe, you put all the right ingredients together in the right place, you get the great taste.
Right.
We want the great taste. So obviously, you know, you're trim, you're doing your cardio, but
Yeah, but I haven't always been trim.
right. But what I'm getting at is that being trim is just part of it. When you get on the scale, it's not just what the scale says, it's what it's made up of. Okay?
Right.
If you're 170 pounds, but you're still 25 or 30% body fat, that means your fat is too high and your musculature is too low. Okay,
Right.
we want you to be a calorie burning machine. Your muscles
But
are your ability.
as you age, it's hard to burn those calories, as you know. There you are working the muscles on this gentleman here.
Right.
That's a different machine. What kind of a machine is that?
That's an upright chest machine.
Okay.
The one that he was on before, that works the upper chest, that works the middle chest. That's kind of like a bench press that's sitting up on end. Okay. And again, notice I was using my fingers to cue the muscle. The reason you do that is to bring the mind and the muscle together.
Roll one more piece of videotape. It's called Other. And I want to see what's on here as we continue our conversation about building muscle after the age of 60.
Yeah,
building muscle.
That's the machine he was just on.
Okay.
Right. So that's okay.
But you can work different areas of your body with the same machine. Am I right?
When you go to the gym, every piece of machinery is ergonomically designed to have one, maybe two functions. Okay, with some of these home units that you've got one weight stack and 75 different attachments, usually the ergonomics are not that great because it doesn't all fit your body perfectly. Now notice right there, I am cueing the muscle. Now when he straightens his arm and lifts the rib cage, look at the chest muscle come to the party. You can see it raise. Okay, so if you don't do that, the shoulders and arms are going to do the exercise. So if you use your shoulders and arms for chest, you use your shoulders and arms for back, and you use your shoulders and arms for shoulders and arms, what's going to happen? These are going to be overtrained. The other musculature is going to be undertrained. The physique you get is a direct reflection of how you train. Okay, if it's balanced, if it's strong, if it has even ability, then you're probably doing something just about right. On the other hand, if your shoulders and let me put it to you this way. If you worked your chest and the next day your shoulders and arms were sore and your chest wasn't, what muscle were you using? Okay, you hear about guys, oh, I blew my shoulder out bench pressing. Well, the bench press is a chest exercise. So if he blew his shoulder out, what muscle was he using? The wrong muscle. Okay, that's why it's important to learn to work the muscle and not just lift the weight. Because as we get older, that's another thing. The connective tissues are vitally important. And if your positioning is not correct, then you're going to involve connective tissue in the wrong way. And the next thing you know, ow, my shoulder hurts. Ow, but I didn't work shoulders. I worked chest. Okay, learning the proper position, learning the right muscles will keep you in one piece. As we get older, having the muscle is great, but our connective tissues are the weak link in the chain. They can get stronger, but they get stronger at a slower rate because they don't have a blood supply like the muscles do. Okay, so all that is vitally important.
All right, we're going to be back on Connect with Me in just a moment. 436-MeTV option 11. What are you doing to build or maintain the muscle mass that you have beyond the age of 60? Beyond the age of 40, 50. I mean, as we grow older, those fibers either disappear or obviously they shrink to a certain extent. If you don't work out, if you don't maintain that physical activity, you're going to lose some of that muscle mass. 436-MeTV option 11. Any questions, call in. We got an open line. Back in a moment.
Frigidaire. It means the first electric refrigerator. The first compact electric range. Now, there's the Frigidaire Gallery Range with Symmetry double ovens. It's designed to cook multiple dishes at multiple temperatures, so you can prepare the entire meal at the same time. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.
All right, back here on the program, 436-MeTV option 11. Let's go with a piece of videotape called Rowing. We'll do that portion now, and then in the meantime, as we're looking at that tape, what are we looking at here specifically? What exercise are we seeing here?
This is the seated cable row, and it works the mid to low back.
Okay.
Okay.
Mid to lower back on
Right.
this one. All
Right. Notice he opens his chest, points the back of the shoulder and elbow down, and the flex happens in the mid back, mid to low lats, mid to low back.
Yeah, and he's not slouching there,
No.
as I see.
Right. So when he comes forward, he still keeps his chest up. So notice it's coming into the back. See where my fingers
Yeah.
are? I'm cueing the muscle. So that's the
Okay.
point. Those muscles are, as a rule, not very educated.
Did he say that's where he feels it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where he's feeling it
Yep.
right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Caller, you've been waiting. You're on the line. Go ahead. What's your question for Jack Scow?
I had a question about weight loss. I don't know if you've heard of the magicians Penn and Teller. One's kind of skinny and one's kind of big, Gillette Penn, and he lost 100 pounds in 100 days by eating nothing but mashed potatoes for the first 2 weeks and then modifying his diet. Now, obviously, that's kind of drastic, but have you ever heard of anything like that, knowing that nutrition is a big part of weight loss?
Yeah, there are a lot of fad diets around. The problem is that let's take a few steps back. Do you remember a few years back when Oprah lost all that weight? She got really trim. She looked really good, and did it with the liquid protein diet. And from the time she got off of there and started going back to eating who knows what, her body just went and just blew up. Okay, so the point to that is, number one, the body was in deprivation. She was basically starving it on this liquid diet. And then when she started opening the floodgates, so to speak, by putting food back in, oh, that tastes good. Oh, that tastes good. Oh, I want more of that pretty soon. The body thought it was on a desert island, starving to death. So now that I'm off the desert island, I better put some fat back on, because I don't know when I'm going back on that desert island again. So again, the body's got to feel warm and fuzzy in order to...
Are potatoes a good form of protein, though?
No, potatoes are not protein at all. Potatoes are carbohydrates by and large. There may be 1 or 2 or 3 grams of protein, but that's all.
But wait a second now. Yams or sweet potato do take your blood sugar down, and they have the least amount of starch.
Right.
And fatty content of all the potatoes, the yams and the sweet potatoes. Because I eat those once in a while.
Right. So
not every day, but I mean.
Well, the point to that is that low glycemic carbohydrates, which is old-fashioned oatmeal, yams, sweet potatoes. You can have a couple of little red skin potatoes, things like that, so that the sugar spike in your system is smooth and even. If you're eating stuff where the sugar level is up and sugar level is up, then it shoots in the insulin, and when insulin is in effect, then it retards the body from using stored body fat for energy.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't do that when you eat a yam or a sweet potato.
Right. That's the point. Low glycemic carbs.
Right. It shoots in at a level pace. It doesn't spike.
Right. Another thing that happens is when you eat only one thing, oh God, I can't look another tablespoon of mashed potatoes in the face. You know, you just get sick of that.
Yeah.
And so then they pretty much don't eat because they're sick of the food.
Hey, don't forget, caller, mashed potatoes on some occasions, not all, loaded with butter. Now, what do you think butter does to you?
Or cream.
Or cream. Puts on fat and carbs. Full of carbs.
Have you had any success stories where somebody's worked with you and has got off their blood pressure meds? Or, you know.
Yeah, I've had a number of people that got off their diabetes medicine. They got off their high blood pressure medicine because our body is freaking out from all the stuff we're doing to it. Too much food, the wrong kind of food, and too much sugar in the system. When you go to the different hospitals, I had a client that worked at Kaiser, and she would always tell me, I go in there and the beds are just filled with people with diabetes, but they're all grossly overweight, they're in bad shape. So people want to do what they want to do to their body and just take a pill to fix it. Well, I'm sorry, that just doesn't work. okay? Because the pills all have side effects, and you feel like crap, sorry, but you feel like crap when you take these things.
Yeah.
So how much better are you going to feel if you eat good, exercise, make good choices?
Are genetically modified foods something to embrace or to avoid?
I think that, this is my personal opinion.
Hang on, caller.
As my personal opinion is that if you eat natural stuff, your body will respond the best. The more something is processed, the more it's messed around with, who knows what it's doing. So if you get meats and chicken and things like that that are grown organically, if you get your yams and your sweet potatoes that are grown without a lot of pesticides and stuff, your body is going to flourish because it doesn't have to deal with all these chemicals. When you look at an ingredients list, if there are words there you can't pronounce, chances are you don't want to put it in your body. Okay?
All right, caller. Anything else? We're kind of short on
Let me
time.
just ask you one real quick question. I know you guys have other callers. You must have, you're human just like me and John. You must have some guilty pleasure once in a while. I mean, is it sugar? Is it, a drink once in a while? I mean, you can't be just, Superman. And then, John, how come no suit today? And is Carrie doing okay with the muscle flex? I noticed, why don't you give us a double gun before you leave?
Hey, how about that?
All right.
No, keep watching the show. We're actually going to put the chair out here in just a couple of minutes, caller. And so yeah, do you splurge once in a while? Do you go out and have a T-bone steak or maybe a milkshake, maybe a scotch and water? What is it, Jack? Maybe a couple of beers?
Well, that's an excellent question. And the point is that it's not what you do occasionally that makes a difference. It's what you do consistently that makes a difference. So I usually, when I do a nutrition plan for my people, I give them one free meal a week. That's not one free weekend. That's, you can do a lot of damage, but plan it. Maybe it's a night out. That doesn't mean you can't ever have a burger. That doesn't ever mean you can't have a steak or whatever. But before that and after that, get on your plan, stay on your plan, do what works for you.
All right, let's roll a couple of more pieces of videotape here. Shoulders, let's do that, and then we'll go to break after these other two videos here. Those are the shoulders, right?
No, that's a back exercise.
Oh, that's a back exercise right there? That's not. You're not working the shoulders?
No.
At all? Why? That's what it looks like they're doing.
No. Notice the shoulders rotate back and down. When he leans back a little, his chest comes up. Look where my hand is. He's focused in the upper lat. Okay,
yeah, but
upper
tell
back.
me he's not feeling that in the shoulders.
If he is, if he's doing that, he's doing it wrong.
But I can see the muscle on his shoulders move.
Sure, but the shoulder is rotating down. The musculature is where that hand is down there. That muscle is flexing and tight.
Wow.
Remember what I just said about if you use your shoulders and arms to do your back and your shoulders and arms to do your chest. That's why. I see other trainers and other people just working out, and they're doing that exercise, but it's all coming from the same two muscles. Okay, the physique is balanced, the musculature is balanced.
What's he doing here? Same thing?
The same exercise. There's no shoulders in that.
No shoulders.
No.
You could have fooled me, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, that's why
anybody looking at home is going to say, well, that guy's working his abs, his shoulders, whatever.
See, that's why you don't want to just come in and look at just somebody doing something and then try to slide in and do that. Because what you see may not necessarily be what you get. Okay, get someone to teach you. Notice where my hand is, right there. Notice as he comes down, the chest opens up, shoulders travel back and down, then the elbows drive, then the back muscle squeezes.
Okay, we have an open phone line if you want to call in at 436-ME-TV option 11, an open phone line. So as we're looking at this video here, getting back to the diet situation, there are so many protein supplements and drinks out there. How do you know how to choose the right one? You can go to Costco, you can go to Winco, you can go to Save Mart. They all sell these protein drinks. They even sell the protein powders. Okay, I get confused looking at them. I picked out a protein powder that I use, not daily, but I use it. I buy it at Whole Foods, but that's just me. That's my personal preference. So how do you know which one is right for you?
Well, I get that question quite a bit. What protein is the best protein? And my stock answer for that is the best protein is the one your body likes. Okay, if you take a protein and it's got a lot of hype and it works, oh, this just works really well for your body, but when you take that, your stomach is upset, maybe you have gaseous, feel nauseous, maybe your stool is loose. If your body doesn't like it, it will tell you. Okay. Now, hydrolyzed whey protein is constructed for the body to absorb it correctly. A lot of studies are done on hydrolyzed whey protein. As long as your tummy likes it, that's probably a really good protein to go with.
Hang on, caller. Roll another piece of videotape called Stance. We'll roll that one called Stance. Caller, quickly, we're short on time, so quickly, what's your question? Real quick.
Jack, a real personal question. I have a nephew that's about 13 years old, quite overweight. If I brought him to you, what would you tell him to try to make his life change? That's all I want to ask you.
All right, good. 13-year-old overweight, what can you do, by the way?
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, we're looking at the video here. You're talking to this client here about his stance, and stance and form are very important, just like your stance if you're playing golf, just like your stance in the batting cage or out on the field if you're playing baseball, just like your stance is, let's see, that was a short video, huh? Okay, just like your stance if you're a quarterback and you're throwing, stance and form mean what in training?
When I teach
Hang on, caller.
When I teach my people how to do a particular exercise, I tell them, you know, if they're resting between sets or whatever, we can talk about this or that. When it comes time to do the exercise, number one is proper position, stance, if you will. Number two, proper mind focus. Number three, train from your mind focus. Be specific with where you think.
Okay, and the caller's question here. Hang on, caller. Not yet. I'm going to put you on hold. But the previous caller, 13-year-old overweight. What can you do to help him?
Okay.
Quickly.
So right now, again, adjusting the nutrition is going to be big. Okay.
And you can help this 13-year-old.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he's right now just starting to come into puberty. Now is the best time to optimize those new hormones that are kicking in to help him achieve.
You can help him with nutrition. You can help him lose the weight.
Right.
And you can help him gain muscle.
Right. Again.
At 13.
Right. Whatever age, because he's already starting to go through puberty, all of that.
And would you work differently with him in terms of the weights because his body is still growing?
Well, some of the old studies, they said, oh, weight training when you're young is going to hurt you. Well, they went with a study where the people were from Asia, and all they were having was white rice. Okay, so the nutrition was poor, and the poundages were almost superhuman for someone that size. So they do strength training for kids now 8, 9, 10 years old, but it's necessary to have someone there to watch, and the poundages need to be utilizable to where they don't strain the right muscles. The growth plates are still action, and so you don't want to do something to hurt that. You want to maximize that instead.
All right, quickly, caller, we're so short on time. Quick.
Yes, I'm over 60. I've neglected myself, mostly my arms. Is there any sort of exercise for women over 60? You know, we hate wearing long sleeve shirts. Is there something, an exercise for me? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so muscle is muscle and fat's fat, and the two don't turn into each other. So as we grow older, the body starts putting fat in places that maybe it didn't put it before. So now it becomes even more important to build the muscle and reduce the body fat on top. The stuff you can flex as muscle, the stuff you can't isn't. Okay, so we're going to
help her though.
Right, we're going to reduce the body fat, bring the musculature up, so you won't have the shakes that you were talking about before. You didn't get in that shape overnight. You don't get into better shape overnight, but it will happen through consistency. I say consistency, persistency, insistent. In other words, you insist that you want it. When the brain says, I want this, then it's going to happen.
All right, running out of time here. Let's take a quick commercial break. Back in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the KitchenAid appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Save big with KitchenAid. Right now, get up to a $1,000 prepaid MasterCard when you purchase select KitchenAid appliances. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Revin is now on KVHF channel 4.4.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV Appliance, and you, when only the best will do.
If you have a need to promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential customers in the Fresno area every single week. Plus, you can rest assured that your commercial is running in the greatest family-friendly programs of all time. MeTV Fresno delivers a strong, loyal audience ready to buy, and your campaign will cost a fraction of what you're paying for your advertising now. Call me today to find out how affordable MeTV is at 905-1925.
Program and in the workout clothes today, the shorts, the tennis shoes, the workout shirt. Jack, you have me sitting down. Quickly, what are you going to do? Talk into the mic, please.
Okay, so with our limited capability here, we're going to focus on the biceps and we're going to focus on the shoulders. Okay, so you were talking about in that other exercise where Gene was doing his back. So we're going to work the medial head of the shoulder, okay? Right, here is a dumbbell, here's another dumbbell. Okay. So bring these up here, right there. Okay, now visualize a triangle above your head. Right above the head, up the triangle, good. Okay, triangle has a point at the top. Okay, up here, no, both sides.
Okay.
Up here.
All right,
okay.
Like this?
No, not crooked, you're straight. Okay, now up, no. Aim at my finger. Up here. Up. Good. Now down. Good. Now right back up. Good. That's it. Focus on the front of your shoulder. Like that. Good. Okay. Don't just let go. Control down. Concentrate. That's it. Good. Focus right here. Attaboy. Right there. Okay. 5 more. Focus. That's it. Okay. Don't rush. 1 to 2 seconds up. 2 to 3 seconds down. 2 more. Good. 1 more, and good. Okay, rest for a moment. Okay, put those in your lap. Okay, so now we're going to work the biceps. Okay, so these...
You can just go out. Yeah, we'll continue. Okay.
Okay, so palms up, other side. Mind focuses here. When you come up to the top, okay, like this, pull in and squeeze.
If you have a
Control
need to
down.
promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential...
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the KitchenAid appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool and